Hey, welcome back, gamers of all variety, to another episode here of Robocraft. I am Rollin, of course. Today we're looking at some of the builds I've remade and a brand new build or two, and also introducing a new weapon that should be coming into the game this next Thursday, the 14th of July. So that's something we can look forward to. So I have a live model preview of that. But this is my Moon Ripper from a while ago. I just updated it and added a stealth module in the back to kind of go along with its blink module, which comes in really handy. A lot of fun to play, has plasmas, lasers, and it's updated, put on the CRF now. This one's under the Game of Guide account. But onto that chain gun, the brand new weapon we're going to be getting next Thursday. There was a model posted up on the forums of it, and I think it looks pretty awesome. This would be a great addition to a mech, a tank, something like that. One thing I noticed though on it is this is a really big gun. Look at the connection points on the bottom. That's a 5 connection point space right there, so this is definitely a really large weapon, bigger probably than even one of those top mount laser leviathans, I would say, and plasmas too, but definitely could be put on the side of a mech, like for another arm, or top of a tank or something like that. Now it's supposed to spin, and it doesn't shoot immediately, but it ramps up and then puts out that high damage after it's up to the top. Not much more to know about that, at least for the time being until next week. This is one of my newer mech experiments here, the Gollum Sentry, I call it. It doesn't have flak top, it's a missile launcher and uses a power module. And that combination has really been working really well for me. So I tried it on this mech, and I also have a brand new tank I built that uses a power combination along with the missile launcher. And really been loving it. And look at all the missiles it will put out here with the power module. And then it shoots one like almost every second afterwards. So you can usually take down flyers before they even hit the ground now if you have a power module at 1750 CPU and a missile launcher together. So I've really been enjoying that. This mech also has lasers and has plasma on it, of course, for a strong alpha strike. But I just couldn't get over how much better missiles seem to be. So you see me taking out probably the same helicopter. So it could be something to do with this build, but I have noticed this pretty consistently on this and other vehicles. Oh, there's a guy that got away. And then this mech too is a little beefier. I put more armor on it since I cut down on the amount of large-scale weapons, as I think that detracts from overall health on a vehicle. So anyway, here is a new tank, and I know you're thinking, like, tanks? Wow, you don't see that much. Yeah, I usually don't build tanks, and a lot of other Robocrafters I know don't either, but this Track Attack C1750 is just something I wanted to try out in the new game with health being changed, and I wanted to build something really tough, so I used 7 tracks on this tank. 2 on the front, 2 on the back, 3 in the middle, and wanted something really beefy and tough that could take a lot of shots, and then also had that missile launcher and power module on it, so you can do a lot of damage to aircraft and kind of do like zone control, or at least keep flyers and stuff out of the area. Put you down a little bit closer to the ground too, so if you wanted to, set up on top of the ledge and fire missiles at people, it'd be a good way to go. But I just showed you this little clip here because it's a very tough tank, and I took all those missiles and rails, and I was able to, still hold my own, let us get that tower, and then get back into the action without going into a million pieces. So it does, lasers really have been improved a lot in the game. I am liking lasers, so I have them on most of my new vehicles now. Also really liking hovercrafts a lot too, and so most of my favorite vehicles now have kind of gone back to being hovercrafts. So I updated some of those, but I wanted to at least try the tank. It is viable. You do die sometimes because it's a tank. You can't jump and get out of the way from plasma shots and stuff. You just have to kind of tank it, as it's called, as the name implies, right? But it works out pretty well with this thing. So Track Attacks is really nice, and then having those extra wheels too, all kind of connected on the bottom through arrow rods, and kind of smart damage channeling works out really well. So even though I died a couple times there, I still got top score because I was able to travel really fast. If you notice there, I was going 186 miles an hour in that tank. So I think that is from the redundancy of wheels, but I was pleasantly surprised by how quick you can go with 7 of those tracks. Anyway, back here, you might recognize this, or you may not, depending on how long you've been with the channel, and if you can kind of get rid of the effects on the top and recognize the vehicle. But this is the Ruckus from a while ago. I just took off that shotgun on top, and I formed it out with some more blocks for armor, and I put 2 healers on top instead, as SMGs really are doing work by themselves. I don't think shotgun is necessarily something you have to have for close range combat anymore. You can just back up, and fire your lasers, and it works pretty well. So still have the stealth module on this thing, and of course Teslas too, so you can do your stealth attacks, knock people out. But then I also wanted to add in healing, so you can score in that extra department where you can't if you don't have healers. So I went ahead and added 2 on top. They're the top constructors, so it does some good work. But here's one of me getting somebody with that Tesla. 3 Teslas is really enough. You don't really have to go too much more if you're going to be using your stealth attack. Most of the time I find myself using lasers, which works pretty good. This little shotgun guy, he got killed by me a couple times in this game, and when I was going back reviewing the footage, I started feeling bad for him because all the highlight reels from this little clip here are pretty much me murdering him or some of his friends. But those little mini shotguns can be useful. You just have to use them in the right situation, and it's usually like a backup cleanup weapon for me and not something I usually go in alpha striking with. So keep that in mind if you're going to do it. But lasers, super accurate now. Look at me kind of shooting around this ledge and kind of able to pinpoint exactly where I want to. Get that guy out and then hit this mech right in the back between his legs where his connection points are and get him out too. So makes it really fun to play. This the Ruckus is only 1530 CPUs. This build's a level 106, not real high level, or kind of mid-level I guess now, as everything can get up to 150. So should be something fun to try. Let me anoint this guy King of the Teslas and finish up this game. But a lot of fun to play. Is on the shop underneath the Rollin account. So both of them are Gamer Guide has got the plane, and Rollin's got the new hovercrafts and stuff, so you can check that out. But I did pretty good in that game. 9 kills, 1 death, and still managed to pull out top score. So, and I think it looks nicer too. Look at the inductions I put on there, just kind of an effect on the side to simulate, air coming through to the back hovers, and then armored up the top a little bit, added a couple more sync point electroplates here and there. So if you do take some damage, it's going to stop before doing too much severe damage. Anyway, this last little vehicle here is the Neuroptics 2. It's another update I did a while ago. I took off all those laser Leviathans. And in fact, that's one thing I want to tell you guys too. The laser Leviathans really are not worth the CPU anymore, as their damage can't be sustained long enough to really kill anybody on their own. So as a cleanup weapon, that could be okay, but you could use a little mini shotgun and save a lot more CPU if you wanted a cleanup weapon. So I definitely don't recommend going laser Leviathan. So I took 3 of them off this thing, and that freed up so much CPU. I ended up putting a power module on the back. I put a blink module inside of this thing, which really also strengthens the hull a lot too. And then I put on 3 of the laser disintegrators, 4 of the plasma devastators, and was able to keep all the healing and all that's on there too. I put on a second radar too, so you can detect people who are stealthing or have a radar jammer, and then I have a radar jammer of my own on the bottom to kind of keep myself hidden, as I like to play support in this and kind of support fire too when people are in trouble and you need them to back off. So in this game, I'm just trying to keep Mr. McNog over here alive with his cool American flag emblem. And so is my mech friend over here with the kind of wisely placed electroplates. Kind of looks like something that the Awesome Soul made at one point. Kind of similar with the Mega electroplates too. But this is probably my favorite vehicle right now. I really like it. It's super tough and it's really fast. And then it has full firepower and able to heal and able to blink too. So if I get into super trouble, I can get out of the area pretty quickly. When I was playing this game, I remember I had a couple drinks, and I also was not used to pressing control to go down. I was, or not hitting shift to go down, which is set up for Robocraft, because I was kind of used to Galactic Junk League, which is another game kind of similar to this, as their controls are just slightly different. So that's why you keep seeing me flagging certain areas of the ground, which is kind of funny. But anyway, this is a pretty action-packed game. I've enjoyed playing this thing because it is tanky, and if you play it smart and you kind of keep out of way of fire and stuff, you can keep your allies alive and still jump in and help when you can with that power module, really helping out and boosting you so you can shoot a little bit longer with your laser disintegrators. And having just a little bit underneath the max fire rate too also helps you kind of sustain that fire rate longer, which is going to be kind of a deterrent for people. So this is probably one of the more fun games I had all week, just because it was so close and like the enemies are constantly chasing us, and there's like a number of times that this McNog guy almost dies, and I just like barely save him. There I had to shoot off that guy's shotgun just to blow him up, because I knew that was enough CPU to finish him off before he killed my friend. And you see me and Red Mech over here. I'm trying to keep them, and they're both almost dead. And so it's just like we're barely hanging on. And then their wheeled bot version of the Mega Plate tank comes on in. That doesn't look like it worked out as well as he expected it to. Didn't look very stable. So McNog came back. Now I'm going to try to take out this hovercraft before he destroys my friend. So again, aiming for guns, trying to aim between the electroplates in the back and take him out. And he's pretty fast, but I'm just about as fast as him. So I guess the strategy there was try to get around the corner before I shot him, but it didn't really work out so well. Same here. A little lag spike there for sure. And this game is coming to an end pretty quickly. So again, trying to keep McNog alive, and the same British hovercraft over here, trying to shoot his face off. So, and again, I'm between having a couple drinks and the controls on Galactic Junk League, I'm still trying to get used to the shift and control difference when I'm going up and down. But with my friend over here, we were able to take him out and saved any deaths from McNog and myself. So I thought that was a pretty cool game, and one I was pretty proud of, so I'd show you guys. And it also gives a good demonstration on how well this vehicle works. So if you're interested in a really good healing craft, I would say definitely go check out Neuroptics 2 on the Rollin account. Anyway, guys, that is it for this episode. Thank you so much. Please thumbs up this video and leave a comment down below for me if you would. And I look forward to seeing you guys here again soon for some more Robocraft, Crossout, and Galactic Junk League videos. Later!